One stormy, late summer's night, the daughter of Valadar was born. However, he was not there to witness her birth. He had no interest in caring for his spawn. He only cared about seeking Grimma's vessel. Once Valadar arrived, seeing his child and the mother, he quickly approached them and yanked the infant's hand. The hand bore the mark of the fell dragon. The infant wailed in pain, causing the mother to pull the child close to her chest. Valadar sensed the mother's reluctance to give him the child. He took out his grimoire and threatened that if she did not give him the child, he would kill her. However, the mother was much quicker to use her elf undertone to catch him off guard and use that time to flee with her child. The two relocated near the border of Plegia and Elis and went into hiding, the mother always taking care to hide the child's mark, especially around those who followed Valadar. As the child grew, she began to develop a gift for anima magic, particularly of the thunder variety. However, once she was 10 years old, she began to experience horrible headaches that often brought her to the brink of tears. Her mother knew that this was Grimma attempting to take control over her daughter. She knew, as she was once a follower herself, but that all changed once her daughter was born, and she only wished to love and protect her. As she continued to grow, her personality changed several times. She was serious, quiet, and introverted. Her power continued to grow, sometimes almost out of control. Her eyes that were once a full, innocent amber now had red buried deep inside. Her mother began to fear the worst, that Grimma would soon kill what was her daughter by corrupting her soul, and not long after, destroy the world. So one night, she erased her daughter's memory of Grimma, praying that the link between her and the fell dragon had been severed, praying that her daughter's internal struggle would end. Things looked grim when word of their location had reached the Grimleal, the group who had long searched for Grimma's vessel. On a cold, winter's night, the two found themselves being chased by the Grimleal under the light of the full moon. During their escape, the Grimleal managed to injure the mother, an injury the mother knew was going to endanger her daughter's life. Once they were able to reach the sea that divided the two kingdoms, the daughter found a boat that her mother helped her push into the water. She stepped into the boat
Come on, Mother.
and reached out for her mother's hand,
Mother?
only to see her shake her head
Mother, what's wrong?
and push her away with wind magic. The mother's injuries proved to be fatal, and she knew she wouldn't live to see her daughter escape to Elis. With one last smile and her final breath, she sung one last song for her drifting daughter.
Across the sea, hear the song and remember. Soon you'll be safe and free. Once upon a distant.
The daughter would safely reach Elis and went into hiding once again, in fear that the Grimleal would follow her into the neighboring Haledom. As she grew up, she found herself staying in several different villages. She never had a true home to go back to. The only thing that resembled home was a spare robe that her mother once wore, but was a size or two too big for her. Now 20 years of age, still wearing her mother's robe, she found herself aimlessly wandering through a field, her headaches growing increasingly worse by the day, making her break down more times than she could count. Suddenly, The dismembering voice of Grima was ringing in her head, whispering deals and lies that she almost believed it. She soon became desperate and pulled at her long hair in a weak attempt to pull away the voice brainwashing her. The mark on her hand glowed in rage, and markings manifested underneath her eyes. Crying out in pain, she took out a bronze sword and sliced off her long hair, collapsing on the field floor below. In her unconscious state, she remembered the night she fled to Elis. She remembered her mother's tearful goodbye. She remembered the last melody her mother sang to her.
But soon you'll be safe and free. Once upon a distance.
The melody triggered something inside of her, and soon, all of her memories were swallowed up into the darkness. In its place, a vision appeared. She saw a man fighting another taller man, and as she looked down at her hands, she saw them form a spark. She watched how the sword clashed with the taller man's magic, and she somehow allied with the swordsman. Together, they fought off the sorcerer. Their victory was short-lived, however, and she ended up killing him without her consent. With his dying breath, he tells her to escape
from this place.
And she watches as his lifeless body collapses to the ground. The dismembering voice returned in her head. Crom, why did I do that to him? She thought. As her nightmare faded, she heard voices that caused her to awaken.
What do you propose we do?
Her headache had subsided, and as she opened her eyes, it appeared that they no longer contained the red buried deep within. Rather, the innocent and curious Amber she once had as a child. The people peering over her were a girl with a bright yet concerned smile, and Crom, the swordsman from her nightmare. She felt her head stirring as she failed to recall any memories of what happened or who she was. She only knew that she was a grown woman in baggy clothing named Kilala, and the man in front of her offering his hand was named Crom. Kilala knew then her life was at a blank. The door to her previous life had closed on that field, but a new door opened after she took that hand.